Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining another Lead Squared webinar. I am Shivani Roy and I work for the marketing team at Lead Squared. So today we will be discussing conversational customer experience, and this session is focused specifically for those in the financial services world. However, if you're not from there, you're most welcome anyway. Before I really dive into the session and talk about what we're going to learn today, I would probably point out that feel free to share any questions you have. You want to just interact with our speakers, just say hi to them. Feel free to do that as well. Tell us where you are from. Would love to know. Okay, so we are discussing conversational customer experience, the key to acing the financial services world. We will discuss several points today. Among those are, of course, the role of tech. We're not going to go anywhere without discussing how technology helps in the process, the need for multi-channel customer engagement. How do you ensure the entire process is smooth and frictionless? And ways in which agents can be empowered with technology solutions in this context. So I have two fabulous speakers with me who are going to take us through the session today. So I have Ram, who is the Associate Director of Product Solutions at Ozonetel. Ozonetel is our partner and also a leading cloud telephony solution provider. And we have our very own Vineet Tiwari, who is the AVP of Sales at Lead Square. He's taken multiple sessions over the years, donned multiple hats. So with that, I think lots to learn from our fabulous panel today. Vineet, Ram, please take it away. Over to you, Vineet, to share with us what you've learned so far.
Thanks a lot, Shivani. Hello, everyone. It has always been, like, great to have these kind of, webinars, and welcome Ram. So welcome Ram on the show.
Thanks.
We so just a quick, like, introduction. So I'm with Lead Squad from last 8 years, and has grown at Lead Squad. I have total 60 years of experience working in different industries, software, fintech, then telecom. So this is in short about me. So Ram, we can start with your a quick introduction, and then we'll start the like webinar.
Sure. Thanks, Vinay. Thanks for inviting me into this webinar. So I'm Ram Pradeep Kumar, and I'm currently working for Ozonetel Communications. I made multiple stints in this organization, from pre-sales, senior product consultant, and now I'm to uh, associate directing the product solutions. So I've been with Ozonetel since 2013, when Ozonetel was among a few players in the cloud telephony space in India. Since then, we have grown, evolved, and stand today as one of the industry leaders in the Indian CCaaS landscape. We have around 160 points of presence globally, with more than 2,500 customers worldwide. We support software. The software supports more than 1 lakh agent logins every day, with more than 2 billion calls powered by Ozonetel annually. So I actively look into the building, uh, assessing the system architecture while recommending solutions to improve the usability and user experience. I closely work with sales, pre-sales team, and often do a customized client demos for unique business requirements. I'm happy to be part of this one of a kind webinar. Thanks, Vinay, and eagerly looking forward to the discussion.
Thanks a lot, Ram. So this is going to be, a super helpful session for all the, like, listeners and the viewers of this webinar. I'll start the session with a report from Gartner, which says that 70% of the customer interactions are expected to involve emerging tech like AI, chatbots, or the messaging apps. In fact, even the campaigns which the banks and other financial institutions they run, it shows how the conversational customer experience is a competitive differentiator. We have also kind of like seen in kind of lot of in lot of reports that today we need to create experience which is relevant, which is valuable and secure enough to win the loyalty of customers, especially in the financial space. And with this quote and with this reference point to the financial industry, my first question to you, Ram, would be that how does a personalized conversational approach enhance the customer satisfaction and loyalty in financial services industry? Also, if you had have seen that in last, say, I mean, 1 decade, if it has evolved, like how has been the evolution of this? Hello, Ram.
Ram, can you hear us? I think I think his network isn't working. So Ram, if you can hear me, you just need to refresh your screen. Yes, I see him here. I'm just bringing him on.
Sorry, audience. I think there is some technical glitch, but I think Ram would be joining in next 30 seconds. There is some problem in the network.
Yeah.
There was some.
Yeah, he's back, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry for that. Yeah, I'm back.
So Ram, so did you heard my question, or like should I
Um,
repeat it?
yeah, can you help me with that? I was there when you told about the Gartner's 70% customer interaction details. Then I lost.
Sure. So my first question to you, Ram, would be on that how does a personalized conversational approach uh, can enhance customer satisfaction and and loyalty in the financial services space, and if it has evolved like over time, say you can take a time frame of a decade, uh, like how this evolution has been.
Sure, certainly. So, see, in any sector, right, these banks and fintech customers, they look for the convenience, the speed, and the expertise while choosing a firms to do business with, right? Generally, we expect that I want the right solution, I want the right information. So, whether it is a bank, a mortgage firm, credit union, or insurance company, in all these segments, the communication is important. So the contact centers or the call centers, they play a vital role in retaining the customers and building a brand loyalty. See, so these people who are communicating or front ending, be it a sales rep, be it a inside sales rep, who is communicating to the customer, they will be the quick adapters of new age communication solutions. In the good olden days, we used to have a typical phone as a medium, or they used to go in person and touch base the clients and gather the information, ask them to join for a bank at least. Now the evolution has literally changed. So now we have a quick adapters of new age communication solutions. The people will also understand, either from a agent experience perspective or a customer perspective, they grow the customer expectations, and it only be handled by automations and omni-channel experiences. So what I feel is, uh, in this, deep CRM integrations are really needed for a 360-degree view of customer details. So the main agenda here is to have all the customer data in one place and have an intelligence built on top of it. So you should have skill based communications. It can be a voice related call. The call should go to the right product the customer might have chosen for. So the skill based routing to direct the calls to suitable agents. On the very first try, the call should go and connect to the right team. And the smart voice applications, smart IVR related stuff, the AI based chatbots are also available now. So we have evolved from the time where we started a personal messaging to automation bots are in place. So most of our personal bankings now happening on automation, right? So even you can get the our bank details, even the pin change, everything is automated now. So we have to ensure that all these are uh, taken care with the right solution to help the customers self-serve have been instrumental in the success of some of the valued clients. So couple of use cases what I have seen personally is uh, one of our valued customer, right? They are from the trading kind of a segment. They reduce the trade call confirmation by 50% using an automated process, using an automated calling. So in this, what they have done, they have used user app, right? They have a mobile app. The user books a trade order on their app. The system will identify the phone number using the CRM integration. There are APIs in place. The number is automatically pushed into your dialer, which is placed to user. So the call is automatically placed. IVR relays the message. So there is a dynamic content which is playing. Dear customer, you have placed an order for so and so stocks or so and so numbers. So user confirms or cancels the order on an IVR. So order is confirmed or cancelled instantly, right? So this will allows them to automate these calls using an IVR system. So this is all in the compliance with the local SEBI guidelines, right? So in fact, the same use case, one of our leading banks, uh, they use a conversational IVR to automate the collection calls and saved. Literally, we were happy to see that number when they gave a feedback saying they have saved 3 man-hours per agent per day, right? So this conversational IVR has been a instrumental while we have the data privacy in place, right? So the dialer was automatically dialing to the customer, and the conversational IVR uses the right values from the CRM to personalize the introduction and ask if the customer is free or is he busy. The intent is was analyzed by the conversational IVR. If it is yes, it relays the relevant message saying if customer is well, it was closing the IVR and tagging the right disposition. If the customer is hostile, it was giving a statutory warning and tags the relevant disposition and marks for a follow-up. Even this follow-up, it again automates based on the scheduled time and all, right? So if customer is having any issue, it it records that issue. It was able to identify the content, and it determines if the human support is needed and patches the call to the right agent. If customer is not available, it was rescheduling the call. So this was a whole automation which we have implemented. I feel this kind of a personalized conversation approach is really needed to have that CSAT surveys, customer satisfaction, and the loyalty can be in place.
Thanks a lot, Ram. Yes, this is definitely super helpful because when you send out a personalized message or a personalized rather a communication to the customer, the relevancy of the conversation is very high.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, building on this, my second question to you, Ram, would be, since we are talking about using AI chatbot and different say apps to send out the personalized communications, right?
Hmm.
Now, where in especially in if you have to know like if you have to keep in consideration the financial services like industry, uh, so where they should focus in terms of humanizing the customer experience, and what are those areas of improvement? Because see, like one side we are starting the communication through voice app, chatbots, etc. At what part you just touched upon it, but I wanted if you could help us and the audience a detailing on it, that where the humanizing factor should come in, at what point it should be touched base by a human being.
Right. See, any moment people are interested to have the right data, this will all be in place by default. Anyone can support, any technology will support. But ideally, like you rightly mentioned, the humanizing is really important in customer experience. I personally feel if I have any problem, if I go to a bank, if I misplace some checkbook, or if I lost my card, literally couple of years back I lost my card. I left it on my on an ATM machine, the good olden days, and I came out. I lost the money. So then I felt I need someone who can empathize me in that during emotion. So what I personally feel is the improvement should be on empathy and emotional connection. So we need that customer service representatives or a front ending team to empathize with the you know customers and understand their financial problems or challenges or goals. So this emotional connection can enhance the trust and loyalty, right? So by identifying their feedback, taking action and addressing their concerns, that will feel good experience you are providing. This could involve developing a new products or new services or improvising the existing services or anything, right? So this will help providing good bonding with the customer, and they can sustain for longer. So with that one problem which I faced, right, I still feel I don't want to name that ATM or the bank name, but I feel like not to go back to that service because I did not had any emotional or empathy the problem which I faced. So this is something which I immediately, if you ask me about this question, I could relate to this example. Then the second thing which I could think over is the transparency. The people should be transparent. This is something to be improved. Either it can be financial advisors can speak about the products. They have to focus on the transparency of their product details, be it a app related fees or something, or a terms and conditions, etc. The customers will always appreciate honesty and straightforwardness, isn't it? That is something people would like to have as a standard points to explain them beforehand, not the hidden charges or hidden details after onboarding or after purchase. This is something I could see. If you ask me any other points, I could see about the data privacy and security, right? So in all the touch points, right?
We
uh,
will touch base on okay, data privacy and
yeah,
security in the coming points. I have a separate line for that.
right. So then yeah, to be precise, the financial services industry should involve the personalization, empathy and transparency. Apart from these, I can think about the accessibility also. When need, you have to be available from a support perspective or from a any other requirement gathering perspective, and give a continuous improvement. This can help and build the stronger relationships.
Sure. So one thing is like very evident and clear that personalization is the key uh, to stay relevance, right? To stay okay, relevant and okay, keep the relevance high. Now with the personalization, the human touch is equally important because you have to be empathetic to actually understand and address the concerns, like whatever it may be in sales and service. Now, this tech enablement is increasing, right? Now, as a solution, as a as a service provider, as a solution guy, like what sort of system configuration or which platform or system configurations can help understand the audience today that okay, like what sort of configuration should be able to deliver this that we discussed today.
So you mean to say what kind of personalization is relevant
Huh.
here to start with?
Yeah, I mean a little bit of like relevance in the personalization. Now, from a business standpoint, if I'm a business owner, if I have to set this up as a as a process, how do I go ahead about this?
See, the first thing we have to see here is investing in the right technology, right? So this is called the digital transformation. So any institution, fintech, BFSI, they need to invest in the technology to keep up the latest trends and to provide their customers with the best possible experience. So these are all the basic checklist you have to see in the market trends, and invest in either it can be, see, by default any communication starts with the voice. That's something any layman would like to go and talk to with. But if you want to give more best experience, invest in a other technologies where the communication falls in place. It can be a chatbots, artificial intelligence, the machine learnings. This will all collaboratively help the business to personalize the customer interactions. So I'll tell you where this comes in. One of our clients have used our keyword spotting, right, as a one of the feature. The same BFSI customer, they used voice, anyway the voice technology was built by our application, but they also wanted to do something different, apart from a standard calling process. So they want to give a best experience to the customer, so they used our keyword spotting. So on every call what they speak, right, in real time we used to analyze the call, and provide the keywords, how many keywords they are talking, what are the standard customer spoken keywords, right, the intent we used to analyze, and we used to publish that on the screen. Of course, definitely it's an integrated with third party CRM tools, so that it provides the insights of the customer behavior, and this will help in automating the tasks. All this helped the customer experience better. The agents were able to understand the jargons upfront rather than asking them repeatedly. So this helped really the customer experience team and the customer centric culture. So they, you need to also create a culture where everything is focused on meeting the need of the customer, right, listening to the customer feedback. So what we did was we automated that process. 25% of the call volume was reduced in repeated tasks, so by taking the actions to the by to addressing the customer concerns. And this will help obviously in constantly innovating and improving the customer experience, isn't it? So we can also help this in offering a wide range of products and services to meet all needs and types of customers. Whenever a new technology comes in, the financial institution should be ready to integrate, be open for that, blending of solutions with two tools or three tools, and build a strong relationship with the customers, uh, to achieve their goals and needs and provide them the support, right? So what I could see, couple of points, like you mentioned, where should they start with, or where is this relevance, how do they start with this relevance and all. I feel couple of points which I could trigger now is, uh, the fintech companies should start surveys and interviews to learn more about their needs and expectations, and analyze the data to identify the trends and patterns. This will benchmark the performance, right? So keep a close eye on the strategies who are offering the same vendors or competitors, the startups, and be ready for that, adapting wherever is necessary based on their success metrics, isn't it? So in every touch point, what I see, from the voice to automation process, every touch point, make sure that there is a customer communication is in place, you have the right data. Using that data, ensure there is some improvement taken over.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Ram. This helps. Now, we have discussed about using different technology applications, platforms, voice app, chatbots, etc. And financial service as an industry is most highly regulated industry, right?
True.
It's because it stores a lot of like sensitive or financial information of the customers, financial data it's stored. So the next question, or we would want to understand, all the audience also would want to understand, that how can a financial institution balance the need for security and and the privacy with the desire for a more conversational and convenient customer experience. It means we wanted to pass on this same experience to the customer by using different platforms, tools, etc. but how do we balance out like data security and data privacy as well? If you
Certainly.
could, illustrate with certain examples and the use cases that you are, kind of following up or solving for the financial industries.
Certainly, see, when we enabled our standard product as an offering to the clients, right? So for one of the leading banks, uh, I could relate, which I was part of this integration also. They wanted to authenticate. Uh, now this MFA, multi-factor authentication, is a standard requirement. But couple of years back, at least 1.5 to 2 years back, this was not a standard requirement to us. So when the bank came to us, then they asked about the security is really important. I want to sensitive the data, and I don't want to my I don't want my team to log in multiple applications. I want a MFA to be in place. This is something we took as a challenge, and now it's a part of our standard offering. So what we also did was Azure integrations. So when someone logs in into our application, we use a common email ID to validate. We will use the API to pass that email ID who is logging in, authenticate that login details from their Azure system, and take him back to the login screen. This is purely a validation, but it was an extra layer of security uh, for the front ending team to make sure that data is not just like that utilized, right? This is from a call contact center perspective how they have used. Similarly, you can also use the same logic or same application authentication at a mobile apps or login perspective, by allowing customers to access their accounts conveniently, right? So this is something we have already seen in our day-to-day banking sectors. The same has to be uh, taken care in the financial institution level as well. Risk-based authentications, right? The data encryption, one more important use case to one of our clients we have addressed was these contact center executives, right? There is a chance there is a leakage of the data. One is authentication we have achieved through MFA, but how will we ensure that customer mobile numbers, say either through voice application, they are able to see the customer number. Uh, there was a 360-degree view of a customer details in place. The customer number, customer details are popping up on the panel, right? How do we ensure that data is encrypted? How do data is both in transit and rest? So this is something we have taken care. We are using the AWS servers so that the data is sensitive in both transit and rest. What we have also done in the UI level, this is something a backend, right? So in the UI level, what we have done, we were able to hide the customer number, and also we have done a encryption algorithm. We have used it so that the customer mobile number is nowhere visible directly. It has to be encrypted, and definitely that a lot of codes and logics are in place. So this way we are passing the encrypted value to the CRM as well. There is a two-way communication happening, but through completely encrypted values. So what we have maintained was, one is a UI level hiding the customer number. Second thing is encrypting in the logs as well, so that no one can manipulate the or copy the values from the browser. The third thing is we do have customer call recordings, right, as a voice application provider. So how do we secure this? So we do have a mechanism in place. These recordings are placed or played only IP based authentication and a secured way of authentication in the AWS logins. So this way we have controlled complete privacy settings, data transparency. We have collected whatever the PIA we do have very minimal PIA information except the phone number and the call recording. We don't have the customer data, but still we were able to achieve these PIA information, hiding or minimizing and controlling it in the backend, and we were able to integrate with. So the financial institution should make sure that the right CRM they are trying to evaluate, the right technology they are trying to integrate with, both should have these encryptions in place, uh, PCI DSS, all these compliance is in place, so that all these features are taken care by the vendors. They don't have to worry about it.
Thanks a lot, Ram. Uh, so we have touched base upon three important aspects from a financial services industry point of view. And from that perspective, one is the personalization in terms of communication, the conversational experience, which we pass on to the customers using different tools. Second is, like where the like what is the importance of the human touch, and how do we ensure that it is intervened at the right time.
Yeah.
The third is the data security and the privacy part of it, because it is very critical in financial services as industry. Now, you mentioned in you said it a line that once like data is distributed and pushed to the call center, then there will be an agents to call that lead. Now, if we have to enable those agents to pick up the conversations, right? So what is the role of tech there, especially in terms of enabling the context and like improve the conversation? Like how do technology help a rep in terms of say improving the quality of the conversation and further like help in improving the conversion? And if you see that any say I mean conversational AI can be fitting into this space or into this dynamic, so these two aspects we would want to understand.
Certainly, see this. This is something a role tech role comes into picture here. The technology we pick will play a vital role in enabling context and conversation by providing agents with
Mhm.
the ability to pick up the conversations where they left off. So one of the important thing which I could see is the very basic thing before I come to the next level like conversation AI. The basic thing we have to keep it in place is the data integration. So now there is a technology which will help you to automate and make a call or send an SMS.
Hello everyone.
Give me a second,
Please.
please. Yeah, there was some announcements here, sorry. So before I go with the conversation AI, there's a data which is to be integrated first, right? So there is a technology which is which has the customer data in place. Now how do you integrate this application to automate the process? Maybe say you would like to send an SMS. Now we are in the era where automation of WhatsApp is in place, right? And if customer replies back, we have a bot can be taken over. All right, so we should have that restful APIs ready to integrate, to push the data into dialer for calling, or push the data to send on automated SMS with the standard DLT approved templates, or you can send a message with a WhatsApp, right, with the order number or unique ID which can validate in real time. So when customer calls on your number, if, let's say there is a contact center number where the toll free number the call is landing, we can validate customer, we can automate a self service idea. So this is the basic thing to support the recent purchases or support tickets. Most recent information can be pre gathered and then self service can be completed. This is one thing which I could see. The next thing is the natural language processing, right? These algorithm can be used to extract the key information from the previous conversation. So what we have done to one of our clients, right? So one of our leading brokerage company. So these brokerage companies, they are already using our call center application, but they would like to automate it by understanding the previous call analytics. So what we have done, the algorithm has used, this is only 25% to 30% of the call volume we tried it, and now they are moving to 50 to 60%. So slowly, gradually the data is being increased. So what they have done was the algorithm will identify the customer name, customer information like a purchase history, order details, and then it passes the key values to the agent, and he can personalize the current conversation and provide the customer with more relevant and engaging experience. He need not again repeatedly ask, are you looking for so and so products? He can directly say, hey Ram, I understand you are working on this order, or you're looking for this order details. Let me help you with this analysis. So that this can automate the process, and customer will have a flexible and feel good experience when someone says my already previous conversation is touch based. So, and you can also automate some of the follow up actions, right? Let's say customer might have told either on a chat bot or a WhatsApp bot or on a call, call me after 1 hour, call me after 2 days, right? So that keyword is something a baseline for us to schedule the appointment at a certain date and time, isn't it? So this automated follow-ups can also be utilized, uh, or can be, you can utilize the AI tools or the conversational applications that can blend and get the personalization in place. The personalization content can say products or solutions based on the customer past interactions and preferences. So agent can leverage these recommendations which are coming on popping up on their panel as a screen pop, right? Or we can say agent pop up, that will enhance the customer experience. These kind of tools you can also use for feedback analysis, right? Let's say customers gave a real time feedback, and this data can be automatically processed to a team leaders or a next level management team, uh, and it can be immediately improvised, some flow can be modified, and the agent performance will become better. So as these technologies continues to develop, the platform will become more sophisticated and capable of providing more personalized and engaging experience for the customers. That's what I see this virtual assistants or real-time translation services, right? We do support uh, you know transcription of the call recording, so that the data is already in place, so the communication will become easy to the agents in during real time communication, right? So the sentiments also we have done. So one of the government sectors, right? This is for typical, I think I can make this public. uh, the government's health organization, okay, these guys have used our sentiment analysis to identify how the public is responding to the national health authorities, um, and identify the opportunity there, proactively assisting and resolving the issues. So how did they achieve was, the voice was happening on our platform, we were able to use the same voice recording and process the identifying whether it's a male or female, or whether the customer is happy unhappy, whether they are irritated, or is agent doing any overlapping in the conversation. When two persons are communicating, there is a chance that agents can overlap the conversation. So we were able to identify such things, identify the feedback from the client. All this data was automatically processed in the backend. All this they could achieve because they were having one common vendor. So I'm not saying only Ozonetel, that let the financial institution identify the right application in place where they have all common multi-channels or omni-channel experience in place, so that all this data can be processed in real time immediately, because all the data is traveling in the same under one roof, right? So I believe that conversational AI has the potential to revolutionize the way that these businesses are interacting with their customers, and it can help the business to improve the CSATs, increase the sales, and reduce the costs as well.
Perfect, Ram. Thanks. This is helpful. Now, we'll just take a pause for a second. So, Shivani, if you want to run a poll, or if you want to announce something about the poll, for the polls, I'm sure you would be running. Uh,
Yes, no, I would just request the audience to please participate in the polls. We have plenty of questions that we've put up, and based on your feedback, we can basically write better content for you. So, some of the questions we've put up there are: have you ever switched banks or financial institutions due to poor customer experience, which is very likely. I think some of the other ones that we've put here in terms of customer experience, what are I think some of the typical concerns one comes across, and we've also talked about additional services that you would want to ensure better customer experience. So just a pause here, please. Everyone who is here, please do answer the poll. It'll help us write better content for you. Yeah. With that, I will hand it
Thanks.
back to you again, Vinny. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Shivani. Thanks a lot. So Ram, my the last question for you would be basically we touched based upon everything. Now the last part of this discussion would be uh, like how does a CRM or any such tool, I mean like a business tool, which should work together. It can be say a combination of platforms, tools, applications with CRM, and it should help or enable the sales executives and other staff who are customer facing like functions should optimize their customer engagement at high volume, because financial industry they operate at like very high volume of scale. So how does a CRM and a combination of different platforms can help?
Certainly, when at this point, I could relate personally because I am more inclined with this lead squared CRM integrations. So I could say more personal experiences here in the last few years. What I could get the feedback from the customer, right? The CRM is one tool, while our Ozonetel platform was providing a omni-channel experience. When I was talking to your product team, also I was gathering more APIs for the WhatsApp businesses. There is a modules in place readily available in CRM in your applications, and I also have identified the mobile apps you are providing for your customers who are offline and making calls. So these agents who are using these services, right? So they have a 360-degree view of each customer that allows the financial advisors to personalize interactions and tailor their messaging. So they use a right tool that is tightly integrated with CRM tool and the third party tool. It can be a voice application, it can be any other tool, by using the RESTful APIs or the customized APIs. So what we have done between Ozonetel and Lead Squad was there was a tight integration in place. Uh, we are passing the right information for every call. There is a basic information we are capturing: caller number, the called number, the source and destination numbers. We are passing it back to Lead Squad, and the data is popping up on the agent's panel, right? So this way, there's a complete integration in place. After the call completion, the call recording is again given back to CRM. So this way the lead scoring is also maintained in your CRM, and real time analytics and reporting is also from third party tool like Ozonetel to CRM is coming in place. There is a cross selling and upselling opportunities. So the mobile apps, which I felt very good to one of our clients who are still using, even in fact morning we had a call with your team as well, was the mobile app experience, right? They had a click to call button on the mobile app. People who are on the field, the financial advisors who are traveling or visiting the client's place, the CRM has a mobile app in place. So they do a click to call button from there and they could able to connect. So this way there's a data privacy, there's no customer number exposed to the financial team, the advisor team, but still they were able to communicate. The call is being tracked and recorded. A lot of voice tools are in place, right? So this way we are tightly integrated. The couple of in this journey there are few different teams who are communicating. A financial advisor or an executive could use a CRM to identify all the customers who have shown the interest in the product. They could send a personalized emails to customer and provide a respective product and special offers, right? Similarly, the customer service representative, they could use a CRM to track the customer's interaction with the organization. So this will help to resolve their customer issues. Similarly, the third segment or third variety of customers is marketing manager could use a CRM to segment customer based on their purchase history and preferences. So these are the tools that can help in streamline the process and enhance the personalization, provide valuable insights, and ultimately lead to the customer experience, the satisfaction, the retention, and the business growth.
Thanks a lot, Ram. With this, I think the this session came to an end, and we would want to spend next 10 minutes in taking up the questions if there is any from the audience side. So Shivani, okay, do we have any questions from the audience? And audience, please feel free to ask your questions. We will try to answer in the next 10 minutes. And if we are not able to, we will revert you back through a mail or say, I mean, like whatever communication medium that suits you, basically, a personalized communication medium.
Sure. So, I think while we wait for the audience to ask any questions, I have some questions for you, Vineet. So,
Sure.
when you look at a platform like CRM, and you obviously have worked with several clients in the financial industry space, what do you think are the top three things that are needed in a CRM to ensure a smooth customer experience? What are those features basically that ensure that it's completely seamless and no glitches whatsoever?
So, so CRM has got basically two different types of customers. So first customer is the people or the like are the people who are going to use the CRM. So for them, it is very important the usability front. Again, the experience of using the CRM. Right? It is internal to the stakeholders who are going to work on the CRM. The second part of it is uh, through CRM. Okay, if you have automation in the CRM which can integrate and like should be able to send out the like the messages or the communication through the channel which a customer is active upon.
Yeah.
So like these two, I mean, aspect. Okay, one is the usability, and second is the like CRM should have the ability to integrate with different tools or service providers. It may be telephony, it may be voice app, it may be some say uh, some like voice bot, chatbot, etc. To ensure that at what time, like what triggers should happen, those automations should be a part of the CRM so that these messages can be triggered and the communication can be sent out to the customers it's like on that particular time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Shivani, just to add to what Vineet has told, a couple of points, the most important features to be taken care. One thing any financial institution should take care is the multi-channel approach, right? It need not be only sending a messages or sending an emails. The CRM should have right technology, like Vineet has mentioned. It should have a capability to integrate with any other application. That application, you should not go to multiple vendors. Make sure you are finding a right tool which can give you, if not 100%, at least the major chunk. You can automate from one common vendor, so that you have all the information from one place, so that you don't have to go and hunt for multiple vendors in the market. So it can be from starting of the point, let's say voice traffic. You send a SMS, you send a WhatsApp, you send an emails. All this can be automated using the APIs. The same CRM can be used, because the ground level information is residing in the CRM. So the CRM will have the capabilities. Definitely that APIs are already built in, but make sure that you are going to the other technologies. You find the right vendor. Then in every touch point, you gather the info and pass it back into the CRM. Let's say in voice traffic, you have a call recording, push it back to CRM. You send an SMS, you get a reply back, push it back to CRM. Then WhatsApp replies, maybe a chatbots, there is an automation happening, there's a lot of information you're gathering in the bot, right? Self driven. So this automation values, the customer preferences is in place. That data you push it back to CRM, so that all this can be analyzed in one place. The next time when the customer calls back, these preferences, and you automate it. You know them, whether their preferred language is Hindi or English or any other local language. So this call has to be sent to the right skilled people, so that they go and talk to them in the right language. And when you are sending a message, now we have a multilingual SMS, Hindi, English, in local languages. You can send a personalized message in their preferred language. So you need not again go back and ask for the repeated same question. So customer will feel satisfied when you are communicating with their preferred information, which is already given by them in the very first communication. So ultimately, the multi-channel approach or omni-channel approach, in every touch point, you gather the info and do an integration, and everything is in one place. That is something the financial institution should be focusing on, to minimize their efforts, need not go and run behind multiple vendors.
So one more point, Shivani, just want to add on this. Uh, the gist of all this is basically customer 360 degree. In a CRM, if you have customer 360 degree, you would be able to understand all these relevant points, whether, like what is the preferred, in fact, language, time, or the mode of communication. Uh, uh, if the customer if the customer is already an existing one, so what could be, in fact, the next product to be offered. All those things can be built upon in the CRM if you have a tight integration, an open API framework to integrate with different like service providers. Then probably a CRM is like worth uh, of placing in any of the financial institutions.
And I'll probably have a follow-up question to this, in terms of security. See, I think it's a big discussion point, because this is a webinar for financial services world. My question to you would be, how safe is their data with, let's say, Ozonetel or Lead Squared for that matter?
So okay, I'll take a first. Ram, hope this is okay.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, please.
Okay, so we are working with a lot of clients in this space, and in financial services space, since it is highly regulated, and like RBI guidelines are there. So we adhere to all those guidelines to maintain the security and privacy of the data. We have been assessed by a lot of info security checks, different, compliances, etc. We are also kind of it's like ISO certified for security of data. So we maintain all that ecosystem to ensure that data security and data privacy is taken at a very high like purview. And we have kind of like gone through like all these security checks and assessment, and that's when we have onboarded all these financial clients as well.
Thank you. Ram, if you'd like to add to that.
See, the data privacy and security is something even we also have taken one step only when this BFSI has come in picture. Recently, one of our clients were asking, when the call happens on one common number, I want all my banking calls are landing on one common number, but I want the data to be segregated. But this was little unique for us. It was not a challenging task, but it was a unique ask for us. When they came and say, when the call is landing on one number, how do I segregate the data? Then we have come up with a solution saying, when the call lands, let us push the number to another number. So there are internally another virtual numbers are in place. the call will forward the primary call to the secondary virtual number, so that the data is carry forwarded there in the backend, so that the customer mobile number is not maintained in a same cluster. So this was one of our financial institutions, one of our clients has given this as a task. We have deployed this recently, and they were happy that their internal CRM database is also having a segregated data management. At the same time, the voice traffic was also segregated individually, so that we have a different uh, tenants configured in place, so that all data is not under coming under one roof. All data, in the sense, all bank related calls are coming on one common number, but we are not storing them under one roof. We are segregating based on the each identifying the API response. We identify this call belongs to certain banking related query, then we push the call to a separate cluster or separate tenant, so the data is stored separately. So this is something which even we felt that comfortable in developing a solution. Yeah, from a security point of view, we felt we are little ahead now.
Awesome. No, I actually saw someone in the audience from a bank, so I thought this would be a good question. If they had any queries at all, it would be cleared now. Good to know that your information will be safe, your data is safe. All I'd say to the audience is take a demo of the two platforms, Lead Square and Ozonetel, and see what it can do for you. With that, it's a wrap. I think we have 1 minute to go. I would just extend my appreciation to Ram and Vineet for their time. I know it's middle of the week, end of the day. So, yeah, thank you so much for your time to not only share your expertise with us, but spending time with us and the audience today. So, thank you so much, Ram.
Thanks a lot, Shivani. Thanks, Ram. Thanks a lot, audience.
Bye bye.
Everyone, take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.